I've been thinking a lot about the best tips that I can share with my audience, and one of them is how you choose a realtor. I mean, buying or selling a home is one of the most important things that's going to happen to you in your lifetime, especially if you're not in the business of real estate or financial investing. And the agent that you choose is not only going to guide you, you're going to be in a relationship with them for a period of time where you have to be compatible, you have to trust them, you have to feel like they have your best interests at heart. So I thought I'd take a few minutes and talk about some of the research that you're going to want to do in order to hire a real estate agent. Regardless of whether you refer to your realtor as a broker or an agent, this is a professional who's going to get you to the end of your transaction in the most seamless and stress-free manner. At least that's what you hope for. So when you're thinking about who you want to hire, think about what you want the end result to be. You want all the T's to be crossed, you want all the I's to be dotted, you want every document to be perfect, you want communication to have been consistent and informative, and at the end, hopefully, you're going to be able to say, this is the best transaction I've ever been involved in. And that's whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned investor, or you're just selling your family home. Finding the right agent is going to make all the difference in achieving a smooth and successful transaction. And so I wrote out some notes and came up with a list of the things that you should research as you're choosing your real estate broker. The first thing you want to know is what their experience is and what their expertise is. If you're selling a family home in a rural area, I think the last thing you're going to want to hire is a commercial real estate broker who's got a couple of years experience. You always want to choose somebody who knows your area, who has enough experience in the area where you're working that they can speak to housing trends, they can talk to you about negotiation, they understand the market. So I wrote this down, for example, an experienced agent in my area, in the Santa Fe, New Mexico area, would understand architectural details like Kiva fireplaces and Vigas and Kiva, I'm sorry, I said Kivas already, Vigas and Latias and Portals. They would understand the historic district. They would understand the regulations in different areas, different communities, and they would understand issues that can be unique to specific areas. Like if you're buying in the Dallas area, I know you've got to find a realtor who is well-versed in foundation issues. If you're somewhere where it's a flood zone, you want to hire a realtor who has some experience in dealing with homes that are in flood zones. The other thing you want is somebody that you want to find out what their specialization is. Maybe they only sell homes in town, in a historic district, or they only sell farms and ranches. Find out if the realtor that you're hiring has a specialization and they have something that they're very well suited to that may not be a good match for you. The other thing that you want to research is whether the person that you're considering hiring knows about the local market. There are a lot of people who are realtors, but maybe they sell 1 or 2 homes a year. And so they don't really have a feel for the local market. They don't know that in the historic, I'm just talking about for me, in the historic east side of Santa Fe, prices run between $800 and $1,100 a square foot. And yet in the neighborhoods on the south side, like Rancho Viejo or the area down around South 14, those home prices are a lot lower, but you get larger lots. And so if you're dealing with a realtor who doesn't understand the local market, then they're likely to spend a lot of time looking at showing you homes that may not be a good fit. The other thing you really want to research, and this wasn't important 10 years ago, is what your potential realtor's online presence is like. If they don't have any digital marketing background or if they don't have an online presence, then first of all, they're not going to be as comfortable searching for homes as others. But the most important thing is that if you're listing a home, digital marketing is where it is. There is an NAR, National Association of Realtors, statistic that says 96% of all home searches start on the internet. And I'm thinking, I don't know what the other 4% are doing, but I believe that every home search starts on the internet. And if your realtor doesn't have a strong online presence, then your house isn't going to have a strong online presence. So it's really, really important. But for buyers, you want to look for realtors who are very proactive about sending you listings as they come on the market, setting you up on a drip system so that you see everything that's available at the same time that everybody else does. So be sure you check their online presence and their marketing strategy. Something else that works really well for clients of mine is checking out reviews and testimonials online. There's no better way to find somebody that you can trust than to check the reviews that somebody else has written for them. I mean, you do it on Amazon, you do it on Travelocity when you're going on a trip. I mean, I look at reviews everywhere. The other thing is to see if they respond to their reviews, because if you're not responding to reviews, then you're a little bit passive with your online presence. Even if they get a bad review, look and see how they responded to it and see if you can respect the response they gave and if maybe it explains what that bad review was all about. One other thing you really want to be sure about, and this needs to be tailored to you, but what's their communication style? And are they willing to listen to you and see what you're most comfortable with? If your realtor says to you, okay, I'm going to send you an email report every 2 weeks to let you know what's going on, you should feel free saying, wait a second, I really feel more comfortable with text messages or phone calls. And this brings me to a really important point. You want a realtor who's actually going to listen to you. I would say that 80% of what they should be doing for you, aside from the negotiation and the writing contracts and making sure inspections get done, is they should be good listeners as well as good communicators. So if they don't explain their process to you, especially their communication style, and if they don't ask you what yours is, stop the conversation and say, here's what I want to know about. Ask for data on their success record. As I said before, if you're hiring a realtor that doesn't have a long success record, maybe that's a good choice for you because you want somebody who's new and fresh and full of energy and has all the time in the world to take care of you. But I would say it's to your advantage, especially if you're listing a property, to hire somebody who has a track record of success, because listing in today's market is tricky and you want to be sure that they've got every weapon in their arsenal to make sure that your home is sold for the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. Don't hesitate to ask them for references from past clients. If they're unwilling to give you the name of past clients, you can go into your county assessor's records. You can first look up their records, see what they sold. You can do this on Zillow or Trulia, and usually on Realtor.com, but you can look and see what homes they've sold in the past. You can go to the county assessor's records, plug in that address, get the name of the person who owns the property that they sold it to, or maybe get the name of the person that owned it previously. Give them a call, find them, research them, look for them on social media and say, tell me what you thought of this realtor. You don't have to just rely on the references that they provide you, but if they hesitate to give you references, then you might want to think again. The other thing you want to find out, and you can find this out through their reviews, you can ask them, you can find it out from references, is how are their negotiation skills? Being a realtor means that you can't be afraid of having a hard conversation, either with the listing broker on the other side, the buyer's broker when you have the listing, or with you. I mean, sometimes You need a professional to give you the hard news instead of what you want to hear. So be sure that you're hiring somebody that has both experience with and is good at negotiation. And finally, the most important thing is personality and fit. If you have a very direct personality and you want somebody who is very direct with you, be sure that's what you're getting. If you are very analytic, be sure you're hiring a realtor that understands that and is willing to provide you with a lot of information and a lot of data. If you're really interested in being great friends with your realtor, then you want to find somebody who's not an introvert. But I will remind you that this is a business transaction and this is a business relationship. And first and foremost, you want to feel like you can trust them and that they're capable, because hiring a realtor is going to set the tone for the success of every transaction you have. And if you have questions about this, let me know. One of the things that we've created is a PDF of the things that you should research and the best ways to hire a realtor. So check the comments, check the links that we've attached to this video, and give me a call if you have more questions. I'm not the perfect fit for everybody, but I think that if you check my reviews and you talk to my clients, I might be a good fit for you if you're buying in Santa Fe. Thanks.